2017 Kia Cadenza. Whenever the term luxury car gets bandied about, certain brands come to mind first, Mercedes-Benz, Cadillac, and Lexus among them. Not so much Kia. But the Kia Cadenza first appeared on the scene in the US as a 2014 model, nosing its way into the mainstream large sedan segment dominated by the Toyota Avalon and the Chevrolet Impala. For 2017, the second-generation Cadenza arrives, and it gracefully moves farther up in execution, carving out a niche among full-size near-luxury sedans. White, light. Our test example was dressed in SXL trim, which stands for SX Limited, and equipped with the wide package, which brought seats wrapped in ivory-colored Napa leather with quilted, diamond-stitched bolsters. A matching micro-suede headliner, leather-trimmed dash and door panels, and piano black, faux wood, and metallic silver accents all could be materials pilfered from a Mercedes-Benz. Approach the Cadenza during the evening hours, and the LED interior lighting illuminating our car's bright white cabin brought to mind the presentations we're used to seeing on auto show turntables. Compared with the previous Cadenza, rear seat riders gain half an inch of legroom, and rear seat passenger volume grows from 45 to 46 cubic feet. Although rear space hair splitting will tell you that falls short of the 49 cubic feet provided by the Toyota Avalon and the Buick LaCrosse, the Cadenza's back seat comfortably accommodates occupants well over 6 feet tall. The Kia also has excellent front seat roominess and total passenger volume of 105 cubic feet, an increase of 2 from before. That's in the package with the exact same overall length and a fractionally longer wheelbase. The styling is new, with clean body panels and a single body side crease that runs the length of the vehicle, giving credence to Chief Design Officer Peter Schreier's simplicity of the straight-line philosophy. Out front is a concave version of Kia's Tiger Nose grille, although the look is strikingly similar to that of the Volvo S90. 2 nose treatments are available in the Cadenza lineup. The lower trims use a diamond butterfly design similar to other Kias, but our test car wore the new intaglio grille with vertically oriented blades. The daytime running lights feature a Z-shaped lighting signature that's also applied to the LED tail lamps. While they look upscale, annoying shadows project onto the road ahead, a product of how light is reflected within the housings. More gears, less power. Although sitting in the Cadenza is pleasant, driving it is somewhat less so. For 2017, Kia has slightly dialed back the output of the 3.3-liter V6, by 3 horsepower to 290 and by 2 pounds-to-foot of torque to 253, which, along with Kia's new 8-speed automatic transmission, is part of an effort to increase fuel economy. EPA city and combined ratings both improved by 1 mile per gallon, to 20 and 23 miles per gallon. The highway rating remains at 28 miles per gallon, but during our 200-mile, 75-mile-per-hour highway fuel economy test, we observed a respectable 30 miles per gallon. Kia claims the new 8-speed automatic is lighter than the former 6-speed and that the addition of 2 cogs increases its efficiency. We were impressed with the transmission's smooth and inconspicuous upshifts around town. However, laying into the throttle caused some hunting during downshifts, and upshifts remained rather lethargic despite the request for urgency. Less than crisp shifts at wide-open throttle, coupled with the slight power reduction, were noticeable at the track, where this car recorded a 6.7 second 0 to 60 mph time, 0.5 seconds longer than the previous generation model we tested despite almost identical curb weights. We attribute that to the extra shift required en route to 60 mph. It also fell short in the quarter mile, crossing the line in 15.0 seconds at 95 mph, compared with 14.8 seconds at 97 mph for the 2014 Cadenza. That trails the Buick LaCrosse, which is capable of a 5.9 second 0 to 60 mph time and a 14.5 second quarter mile at 100 mph. Quiet, please. On our distressed Michigan roads, the Cadenza suspension turns sandpaper into silk. Body motions are well controlled by an updated damper package, while revised bushings in the front and rear subframes help improve lateral stiffness. Kia says it used additional acoustic materials to quiet the Cadenza's cabin, yet we recorded 68 decibels at a 70-mile-per-hour cruise, 2 decibels louder than the previous version. With its redesign, the 2017 Kia Cadenza solidifies its place at the table. The former Cadenza was a 5th-place finisher in a comparison of 6 entry-level luxury sedans, but Kia has polished and refined the new one to the point that it's a credible competitor. While the Cadenza may not win any drag races, it's among the best-looking of its peers and boasts the segment's most artistic interior, particularly in white under the lights. – 2017 Chevrolet Volt Premier. The national average for regular gasoline recently dipped to $2.16 per gallon, more than half a buck lower than it was a year ago. That's great for commuters but trouble for the fuel-sipping 2017 Chevrolet Volt reviewed here. When gas is cheap, new vehicle shoppers' thoughts drift toward plus-size SUVs and heavy-duty pickups. The few smart ones who hedge their bets know that a Palace coup on the opposite side of the globe could spike pump prices. The Volt's clean sheet redesign for 2016 confirms that General Motors is serious about its stake in the efficiency corner of the market in spite of temporarily cheap fuel. Born in 2010 as an extended-range electric vehicle, the Volt cleared a path for what we now call plug-in hybrids. The dozen or so plug-ins currently on the market range from the Toyota Prius Prime with an estimated base price of $30,000 to the $141,695 BMW i8. The Volt falls closer to the Prius end of the spectrum as a sleek 4-door hatchback with a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine and 2 AC motor generators for propulsion. The clever part is what GM calls a Voltec unit, which houses the motor, generators, 2 planetary gear sets, 3 clutches, a DC to AC power inverter, and a final drive differential, all in a compact aluminum case. An 18.4 kWh battery pack inside a T-shaped box runs down the Volt's spine and under its backseat. 50+ miles of EV driving. Charging the battery takes 13 hours using a 120-volt circuit or a more reasonable 4.5 hours using a 240-volt source. Independent of the battery's state of charge, the Volt always leaves home as a pure electric with a short Starship Enterprise ditty after a tap of the stars button. Following a full charge, we measured an EV range of 45 miles while cruising at 75 miles per hour in normal mode. With the battery topped off again, we logged 53 miles of electric range in suburban driving, again in normal mode. Once the battery is tapped out, the 101 horsepower engine fires up to drive the front wheels and recharge the lithium-ion cells, with help from the motor, generators. This occurs so gently that it's easy to miss the subtle shudder when combustion kicks in. In addition to the default normal mode, 3 other driving modes, Sport, Mountain, and Whole, are available by punching a console button. Sport sharpens throttle response but is otherwise identical to normal. Mountain keeps battery charge in reserve to help the engine ascend steep grades. The 4th mode, Whole, saves whatever battery charge is on hand for later use when pure electric driving is desired, such as visiting city centers where combustion engines are prohibited or taxed. The 8.9-gallon gas tank adds more than 400 miles of highway cruising range. Dropping the shift lever to the L position, below D, provides extra regeneration so that the Volt's speed can be controlled in most circumstances using only the accelerator pedal. Teslas are similar in that regard. Tapping a paddle located behind the left steering wheel spoke gives you maximum regen to slow the car to a halt without energy-wasting friction braking. Chevy sells Volts in 2 trim levels. The base LT starts at $34,095, the $38,445 Premier adds leather, Bose audio, bright finished aluminum wheels, automatic parking assist, a heated outside mirror, and an auto-dimming inside mirror. In addition, our test vehicle was equipped with 2 driver confidence packages costing $495 apiece, including features such as blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, and forward collision warning, a $495 navigation system, and a $20 front license plate bracket, lifting the grand total to $39,950. Have we got a deal for you, half off? Nearly $40,000 for a not very luxurious compact sounds expensive, until you factor in the low operating costs of driving to work on electricity from home, not to mention the various Volt givebacks. The federal government provides a $7,500 tax credit. In addition, 8 green-leaning states offer credits ranging from $1,500, Louisiana and Tennessee, to $5,000, Colorado. Earlier this summer, Chevy also was sweetening the deal with 20% off MSRP on 2016 models. Bottom line, this near $40K Volt could roll for barely half that amount in Colorado. The better news is that the Volt is now a decent driver. The powertrain is, for the most part, silent in operation, and there's minimal wind noise. The steering is properly weighted, tight on center, and quick to hunt down apexes. The ride is satisfyingly firm but never painful, even over tortured pavement. Chevy dieted away a couple hundred pounds versus the previous generation, so this plug-in hustles to 60 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds and through the quarter mile in 16.1 seconds on the way to a governed 102 miles per hour because the Michelin Energy Saver tires prioritize low rolling resistance over grip. The 190 feet required to stop from 70 miles per hour is longer than desirable, and we discovered rather bizarre cornering behavior. Turning left, we measured an impressive 0.89 grams, but grip dropped to only 0.78 grams while we circled the skid pad clockwise. Remember, we said decent driver, not sports sedan. Still cramped in back. Provided you can find a comfortable seating position, many of our evaluators found the upper seat backs too firm, and power seats are not available in any Volt. The front seat is a pleasant place to be, thanks in large part to 2 electronic screens that are easy to bend to your will. You can track energy flow, monitor the power required to cruise at 80 miles per hour, 28 horsepower, search for public charging locations, and entertain your passengers with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Chevrolet MyLink, and OnStar Wi-Fi connections. Unfortunately, the Volt's rear seat is a penalty box. Outboard occupants ride with their noggins under the hatch glass and their knees rubbing the front seat backs. With the Volt's latest redesign, there's now a belt for a third passenger, but that victim straddles the battery like a hobby horse. At least the rear backrests fold to double the 11 cubic foot cargo hold. Advancing technological frontiers is never easy. And investing in the future takes courage when the present is rife with cheap fossil fuels. But, trust us, a tomorrow will come when we'll look back at today's Volt with respect. We'll fondly remember the Chevy that gets you where you need to go while spewing less than its share of greenhouse gas.